For the next recipe, I'm going to show you Italian meringue buttercream. It's by far my favorite buttercream. It's on all the cakes you see that I've posted on Instagram because it's really easy to use. It holds any flavor really well, and it's very, very creamy, non-grainy, and less sweet than American buttercream, which means you can add even jams to it and it will still be quite balanced and not too sweet. So let's get started. All you really need is egg white, sugar and butter, but it'll be really handy if you have a temperature gun or a candy thermometer. So you want to turn on your machine and start whisking your egg whites at the right time so you get soft peaks, because when they're soft peaks and you put the firm sugar syrup in, it's going to form this beautiful meringue, so this beautiful structure to hold your macarons. In order to do that, wait until you get your sugar syrup to reach around 112 degrees and then start your machine on max, and you should get the perfect amount of bubbles in your egg whites. Also, another tip, crack your egg whites when they're cold so they're easy to separate, but use your egg whites at room temperature. So you can crack them ahead, put a cling film on, go do your housework, come back and cook this recipe. So now my sugar syrup has reached 112 degrees. I'm going to turn the machine on. I'm just going to show you, this is not ready. See that? There's no peak forming at all. That is not what we want. Okay, see that? The peak is like falling down. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. At this point, that's when you add the sugar syrup. We're gonna add some of the sugar now. I don't know why it's like this, but it just does it. As I add in the sugar, you'll see that the egg whites are gonna rise really quickly. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like while it's still cooking. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's like, it looks like, what do you call it? Shaving cream. So it's bubbly and that's not what we want. Look at the whisk. I'm going to keep whisking it. Now that I can touch the ball, it's a good indication that it has reached room temperature, which means it has whipped long enough for it to have formed a very strong structure. Let's have a look. Oh. You see, it's no longer like, that is beautiful. It's really shiny. And it's now no longer like shaving cream. It's no longer bubbly and foamy. It's very smooth and it's very, very shiny. So at this point, we can use it to do our buttercream by adding butter, or at this point, it's also the same point as what we use to make macaron shells, and lots of ingredients. So this is a really good meringue. So it's the same meringue as you see in a lot of desserts, egg whites and sugar, and now you know how to make it too. So next time you want to impress, you can make one of these. You can torch it at just before serving to give a really nice caramelized smell in the room, because when you torch sugar, it caramelizes and it spreads in the room really quickly. So now we're ready to add the butter. If you had time, you would have cubed it, but if not, do it as you go like me. So just a little bit at a time. Now I know it's a really good meringue because even though I haven't added all the butter in, it's already firm enough to use. Okay, if yours comes out really liquidy, that's fine. It just means that you haven't let your meringue cool down long enough, and it can be fixed. Don't throw it away. All you have to do is let it whip for a good 20 minutes until it reaches room temperature. So just keep whipping, it will get to room temperature and it will be just fine. If, however, your mixture starts to look like it's splitting and it's a horrible mess, you can save that too. It means that you've used really cold butter and the butter itself is splitting. So what you do is add a little bit of water, warm up your bowl or leave it to room temperature, and then whip for ages. Don't forget to scrape. It's so good. Because it's formed. Usually I just put bit by bit in, but because it's formed, I'm just gonna whip it all in. The other things that can go wrong, not because of anything you've done in particular, if you live in a really, really hot, humid country, you'll see that this will be very, very soft and liquidy. You will feel like, oh my gosh, it's like mayonnaise. How can I ever use this on cupcake? Have no fear. All you have to do is chill it in the fridge for 5-10 minutes, whip it again, and it should be firm. I'll show you the right texture in a second. Can you hear the kind of like slapping sound of the buttercream going? That means you have formed the right consistency. I'll show you. Have a look at the edges. Can you see that? That is not as, it doesn't look like mayonnaise anymore. Ta-da! That is perfect buttercream. That's exactly what you want. Look how smooth and how thick and creamy it is. That is perfect. That's what you want. So you know that forms when you can hear a slapping sound around your bowl. If not, either too hot or too cold. Too cold, it will split. Try not to do that. Too hot, it will just be watery. Just whip it for a really long time, it'll get fixed. And lastly, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, all your support. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, and share this recipe with your loved ones. Bye.